fresh.
Why?
What you doing? I don't know.
Now it's going live. Okay. We are going live. We are going live. Oh. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. This is a special edition. This is our weekend roundup. See? Shut up. This is our weekend roundup. And we are here to just talk about some things that were in the hot topics this week. You guys will remember, y'all know Face. He is here with us. I, got him to come through on a Friday night. And this is my friend. What we calling you? We calling you Kiss again? Kissable Kiss?
Pat.
Pat. Okay, she said fuck that. We're gonna be Pat. Now, if you remember, if you go back. She did a review of Basketball Wives when we did the season finale of Basketball Wives. And
we did the reunion.
Yes, we did. The reunion. Was it the reunion?
I think it was the reunion.
Okay, and people loved her. People were like, oh, she's so funny. So I got her back. We are here. Now, first of all. I got her back. We are here. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I love it.
Nope. Can you do that? Can you stop? Thank you.
I stopped. I didn't expect that to happen.
I see. So first of all, it is the new year. So happy New Year to everyone. May your 2019 be bigger and better than your 2018. And sky's the limit. So first of all, everybody got a drink. Let's toast to the new year. Let's toast.
Hey,
20.
Cheers.
Toast to the new year.
To
Oh, we got people. Come on in the room. We got people coming through already. What they saying, Face?
Happy New Year. How is everyone? Y'all good?
We are here.
Hey.
Thank y'all for coming in and joining us. Feel free to jump in wherever you fit in. But that's a toast to the new year. Like I said, may everybody's, 2019 be bigger and better. Now, does anybody here do resolutions? New Year's resolution. Do you do resolutions?
I do not.
No. As a rule, you used to.
I used to too.
I think at some point we all bought into that whole resolution, New Year, New Me thing.
I never even made it through January 1st.
Damn, not January 1st.
Not January 1st.
How you ain't make it through January 1st?
Because
I was usually still hung over on January 1st. I couldn't fuck up January 1st.
Oh, I could.
All right. Apparently, she's a pro and professional.
It would always start with something I said I was not going to eat. And on January 1st,
got it.
How you was not going to eat? That's not a resolution.
Because it was something I was trying to get up for the new year. So
like I'm not going to eat potato chips.
Previous year, I'm like, next year,
but
I'm not going to eat this.
Potato chips in the house.
But it's in your refrigerator and your
Exactly.
The key was you had to get rid of that. So at least you started there.
Nobody ever told me to get rid of the stuff.
Somebody tell you?
Somebody to tell you to get rid of the shit you didn't want to eat no more?
Yeah.
I mean, what? I don't.
Yeah.
Like, what's...
Word.
Well, I don't make resolutions, but I do try to set goals for myself of things that I want to accomplish. Like, I want to do this in 2018. I want to do this. Like, 2018, I said I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I did. You know what I mean? I didn't say I wanted to have 50,000 subscribers because that's something I can't necessarily control. But I wanted to start that process.
I'm going to hold you to that. Be right back.
Oh, we getting there.
You gotta be
we
right
getting
back.
there.
Y'all waiting on R.Kelly.
We getting R.Kelly. Oh, we gonna get.
Coming.
Don't you
we
rush,
getting to
don't
Rob.
you rush us.
So we gonna get to Rob's ass now. You know we gonna get there. Well, shit. Then maybe we should. We had some up stuff. All right, I'll skip the up stuff. All right, let's go. The next thing we were gonna talk about Tony and Birdman break up. So now you were saying offline that it's not a big scandal because why?
Did we care?
Well, it wasn't. No, what did you say? You didn't say we didn't care. You said we didn't what? We never believed it to begin with.
Was that real?
I'm gonna be honest. I never bought the whole Tony Braxton Birdman thing. I never bought it either.
I can't.
I never bought it.
Well, I thought maybe she looked at this as a money investment thing. Like Birdman got money and she obviously doesn't have a lot because she was going through a bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, but now his ass ain't got no money.
Well, yeah, that's right because now he's going through bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why she bailed.
And she conveniently lost the ring.
I don't believe that. I believe that ring is somewhere.
If the ring was real, she done pawned that bitch.
I believe the ring was real. And I think that the ring is sitting pretty somewhere. Tamar probably holding it for her.
I could see that. Tamar,
I didn't. It was the whole video. It was just like, really.
I mean, watching the watching them on the show, they just
never
didn't
looked like they had chemistry.
Any chemistry. And then like a couple of times they went on a date, and it seemed like it was the first time they'd been around each other.
Right.
And I'm just like,
because it was the first time they'd been around each other.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just
they kept talking about their schedules too, and she was like, he would fly out to be with him. Yeah. But she was saying how he would fly out to be with her. So
I don't know.
I never felt like that was a real relationship.
Right. It didn't. I was surprised that they kept up the charade as long as they did, because that was a good year, almost 2 years we went with that.
Yeah.
That was a minute. But, I'm sorry, Tony. Hope you find love next time.
I got nothing.
Yeah, but you got to look for love and not a pocketbook. You're too old to still be looking for a pocketbook.
Birdman was a big commitment for just some money, because that's an ugly motherfucker. I don't care.
He is, but
it's not even
money.
And it's not even the face. It's all them tattoos.
You notice they didn't break up until he started having tax trouble.
But he got a Heineken logo tattooed on his head.
That big ass
the tattoos. Period.
That's a Heineken logo.
The tattoos. Period.
It was just too much. Anyway,
I'm trying to put respect on it, but.
Better put some respect on his
name.
I'm
trying to put respect on it, but...
Better put some respect on his name before he be at the door. But he send his people over here. Put some respect on his name.
Respect.
With
a K.
Right. Not a T. Respect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so was Cat Williams right?
Yes.
Because Tiffany had
it. No.
Because with Cat Williams... Okay, wait a minute, hold on. So this is good. All right, this is a good one. So you say no. Tell me why. Wait a minute. Let me tell me why.
No. Because... Okay, I don't think what happened New Year's Eve was a testament to her talent, because it was a sold-out show.
Clearly. But she's popular like that. She's going to sell tickets.
Right.
All right. It was a sold-out show. Mm-hmm. It's not her comment. She didn't, come out of nowhere.
Right.
She was in the clubs.
We know that. Yeah, she definitely built that. That's
now,
true.
Her problem was, I think maybe she might have relooked at who is on her team.
Why?
Or maybe she lost touch of where she came from.
Okay.
Grinding club, doing stand up, because that's what she
because a lot of stand up comedians they start off in the clubs, but they can't go back.
They start off in the clubs, but they don't have an hour set to do in the clubs.
There is no.
She wasn't headlining.
There is no comedian, none.
That's never bombed. I agree.
Even in the highlight,
the best ones have bombed. But I think the question is, was Cat Williams right? Cat Williams' entire point was she hasn't proven herself as a comedian. She has not. She has not done an hour set most. Well, I couldn't find it either, though, and I looked, but it's not to say it ain't out there, but I'm saying I couldn't find it.
We know she's done, but
I know she's done clubs where they have
and she's done HBO specials
maybe
and stuff
at the
like
longest
that, but
15-minute sets. Right.
They can edit out jokes that bomb. They can edit out when people don't laugh.
But it's over. But actually, those specials are over.
And I love Tiffany for the argument.
Over more than one day. It's more than one show.
That's what I'm saying. So what Cat Williams was saying was what Cat Williams said. He wasn't saying that she didn't have talent. What he was saying was, has she proven herself to be on that caliber to be able to carry a tour? Right. Has she proven herself to be on the caliber to be wait a minute, calm down. Has she proven herself to night after night be able to carry a show, like you said, go for an hour-long set and do it night after night after night and be funny? Now, her selling out the show wasn't the issue.
That's the easy part.
Right. She's Tiffany Haddish at this point. She's the hottest thing smoking. People are going to pay. Hell, people are going to pay to go see her. The question is, once the people show up, is she funny?
Can you engage them? Can you keep them for an hour?
To see what they know her to be. Now.
I don't agree with that. I believe they came.
Because that's how they sold it. They bought the ticket for her.
They came to see Tiffany Haddish, the comedian.
Right, for her to give them what they know. It's a New Year's Eve show in Florida. Mm-hmm. So it's not it's not diehard, stand-up comedian fans, whatever. Mm-hmm. Man, it's New Year's Eve, drinking party.
Right.
They came to see, Tiffany Haddish that they know, whatever the media's blowing her up to be or whatever. Now, she fucked up because she forgot she was supposed to be working.
Oh, so she was drunk?
Well, she said that later. She said that later that
from what I read, that she
had partied all night. She didn't get in until in the morning.
Work.
She said she just forgot her jokes.
You have a job to do.
Exactly.
She fucked up on her job.
So then period.
So
then her charge is that she was unprofessional, not she wasn't funny.
Right.
She wasn't funny too because people literally walked
she was
out.
When you're unprofessional as a comedian,
it wasn't just because she wasn't funny. People were tweeting from the show though. She just was not good.
Right. If you're unprofessional at your job as a comedian, then yeah, that was supposed to happen.
Being funny is not. You don't have to be unprofessional and you can be professional and not be funny.
That's true.
Right. But if she was really on her job,
she would have been funny because that was her job.
Right. She wasn't on her job. That's
Are you ready for the next comedian? What's the next question? Damn, is he funny? So if he ain't, I forgot the neck roll. Oh, we went the wrong way.
But she wasn't funny. So
yeah.
She wasn't on her job.
Now the one thing
she fucked that up.
But the one
we
thing
gotta learn how to stop making excuses for people and just deal with what's in our faces. And what's in our faces is she bombed, and she didn't just bomb; she bombed terribly. I went back to Twitter and I was looking at.
That is a big show.
You're right. It is. It's a huge show, and that's why it's even worse.
Oh, they're still asking about R.Kelly. Be patient.
That's me telling them to be patient.
Oh, that's bad. But my thing is. And I agree.
Why is Don Pablo calling me?
Because he's stupid.
Right. Bad as Fat Boy.
I agree though on what you guys are saying. What I will say though is this about what Tiffany Haddish. The one thing I will respect is that she owned it. She made a public apology. She said, "Yep, that was me. Everything you heard is right."
Sure I understand.
I'm not sure I understand either, Surrey. Shut up. She owned it. She owned it. She said it was me, and she said everything y'all heard was true. I did.
She did not cop out.
And I respect her for that. But I like Tiffany Haddish. But I think
where her career goes is what she does.
Oh, that's not going. That's a blur. That's all she has to do.
She got like 2 or 3 movies coming out.
Well, not only that, but all she got to do is for the rest because she did it's like a little mini tour she's doing. All she got to do is for the rest of them stop,
be on point,
blow that shit out the water, and it's gonna be.
But this is gonna prove. But this little tour that she's doing is going to prove whether or not or not Cat Williams is right.
Now let me say this. Going back to Cat Williams, let me say this about the whole Cat Williams. Oh, what?
I was about to say he's fucked up a grand of shows.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say too.
Yes.
Cat Williams is not necessarily the guru of comedy that I feel like just because he said it makes it true. However, because we know that Cat Williams got his own shit, and I think honestly, I really do think Cat Williams is a hater. I do. I think that Cat Williams feels like and acts like. Feels like and acts like he the only person.
Why is it that when somebody speak up and say something that's has some validity to it, they gotta be hating? It's just a different point of view.
It's not what he said. It's
how he said it.
It was how he aggressive. It's how he went about it. It was kind of like.
It sounded like he was hating. It did, but then he explained it, and she explained it. So I don't feel like
I'm like it's okay, but. I was thinking about this. I'm like, what? Because only we do. Okay, it's only supposed to be one person that's on top of comedy.
Right. I agree with that.
But who made that rule?
I agree with that. And that's across the entertainment platform, period. It can only be one, especially if they black. It can only be one. I agree, because Kevin Hart should not be that one person, in my opinion.
And we will fight back and forth. We will fight back and forth with each other. Who should be?
Oh, and by the way, he's my cousin, people.
Who should be the number one person of whatever? But I'm like,
but my thing is this, and
nobody else does that.
But that's why I say with Cat. That's why I say to me,
it
came off as being a hater because he acted.
It did when you
because you like Tiffany Haddish.
That was my first response.
And you find Tiffany Haddish funny, then all of a sudden you don't have taste and you don't know what comedy is about and you don't know real comedy. Because I find, and don't get me wrong, I don't find everything Tiffany Haddish does funny, but I do enjoy her. I don't find everything Kevin Hart does funny, but I have laughed my ass off some time at him. I don't find everything Cat Williams does funny, but I have laughed my ass off.
I don't laugh more with Cat than Kevin Hart. I have to admit.
Well, I can't say that. But
I've been to more comedy shows, so I've been to more Cat Williams than Kevin Hart because I like his style of comedy better than Kevin Hart. That's all it boils down to. And again, he's my cousin.
I wouldn't even consider myself a Tiffany Haddish fan of her stand-up.
Me either, because I've Googled it.
I don't find her stand-up to be that funny.
I respect what she's done.
Yeah.
Right.
She grind.
It wasn't like
what she came from to get where she is.
It wasn't like she just came out of nowhere and she just she jumped on the right person at the right time and bam. You can find old videos of her and her comedy.
That's what I said. I've Googled her, but she's not very funny.
And you could find
stuff that people write for her is funnier than her original material.
So, and that's
in my opinion.
And that's what Cat Williams is saying.
That's just my opinion.
She can read the lines. Now, where I disagree with Cat Williams is somebody can read the lines, but the delivery.
Exactly. And her delivery and her timing is on point in every scene. And I like Tiffany.
The thing from us, the consumer, as we're, buying tickets, going to the shows, watching the movies, and all of that, do we care who wrote the joke?
I don't.
That's just like
and that's never even a topic of conversation.
Like
we never say, well, I wonder who wrote that joke, or I wonder who wrote that rap. Because if y'all didn't tell us, we wouldn't know.
That's the same thing with rap.
Especially if it goes well. And
everybody make a big deal about who writes, whether Drake writes his rap. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care either. I don't listen to Drake music.
I don't care if Cardi B writes raps. I don't care.
And I love Cardi B, and I don't care if she never writes a song that she performed.
For entertainment, in the entertainment industry, us black folks will fight each other tooth and nail over who's supposed to be the number one of whatever. Agree. And why?
I agree with you that it don't.
I can be number one. Kevin can be number one. Like everybody can try and do big tours and all that, and put movies out and all of that. There's space for that. There's money for it. We've proven it. White folks have already done it. But I'm just saying, why are we fighting over it?
I just posed the question,
and I'm not fighting about it because
what is this beef? It doesn't make sense.
Because I like her, but I still feel like she is not proven as a comedian, and I feel like this hurts her more than helps her. But I'm hoping that the rest of her tour, she's going to be on point.
You know what? No. It could be.
Is that you? Oh,
boy, yeah.
It could be.
And he called him from work.
It could be. Actually, it could be a hurt. It could be just a lesson.
And I do think it was a lesson.
If she's really,
and I think she learned it. We're going to see if she learned it. Let me say that. We'll see if she learned it.
Because they're going to make sure they cover
stand up.
They're going to cover the
rest of the story.
If she's really trying to really keep her hand in stand up, because I'm pretty sure she got that advice from Kevin. Like, yo, just because he never let stand up go.
Right. Yeah. He was Kevin. So I can tell you was like that he was just a clown as a kid. He was the same way he is now. As a kid,
like
I'm older than him.
He said that, so
he was annoying as a kid. That kind of clown.
He's annoying.
I'm just saying, but business wise, it's working for him. So
I ain't taking nothing from him. Business. I ain't taking nothing from his business.
He's gave her the same. Like if you're going to keep doing comedy, doing movies, you guys still do stand up. I'm pretty sure he gave her the same advice. So we'll see what happens. What Tiffany does next.
Right. We'll see. All right. Well, what you all been waiting for, I don't think nobody in here with us, but we're going to still keep it moving. The aura of the Kelly, which has been all burning up the internet, has been burning up.
Why? I don't understand why.
Okay.
You don't understand why.
Tell me what you don't understand why.
Why? Because, okay, this is a series to tell us what we already know?
No.
We're learning new stuff.
I'm about to say. Now let me say this.
We're learning new stuff. I just watched it again before I came over here.
So we just learned how bad it really was?
We're learning more details.
We're learning more details.
Allegedly. We gotta say allegedly.
We gotta say allegedly, but I don't like that alleged stuff when you're hearing from the victims themselves.
But again, we gotta say allegedly. But what I'm saying is this.
Oh, on here?
No, it's...
Well, what we're saying is not.
It's a show.
But what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. So,
not hearing from the victims. It's a show.
So what I'm saying is this. You are saying that it's stuff we already heard. Let me say this. Now, there were 2 episodes that came on last night. 2 are coming on tonight, and 2 will be on tomorrow. The first episode that came on last night, the first hour. Who that?
Amy 126.
What up? The episode that came on last night, the first episode was basically stuff we already knew. If you know anything about R.Kelly, a lot of that you knew. But that second episode...
But the first episode, you know what I really didn't like? I don't care about where he came from and all that stuff. Like, y'all could have left that out. I didn't care about that. Because to me... That's giving people who feel like R. Kelly.
Hey, Ebony.
R. Kelly didn't do this or deserves our sympathy. That's giving them that whole opening that they did though on the first part that glorified R. Kelly. They could have done without that part, in my opinion, because all that did was give credence to all of these people who feel like, as a 3-year-old, I was molested. My mom said to me one time, "How do you remember that? You never forget somebody violating you. You just never." Unless I was probably 18 months. But you never forget it. So for them to put that part, and I know you trying to show a sequence in order here, but for them to, I felt like the first 30 minutes was about R. Kelly. And I was disappointed. I was really disappointed because this is not about, I don't care that he was molested because that doesn't give you the right to molest somebody else. So don't show that so then all of his supporters can now be like, see, he was molested. He was molested.
Click allow.
I don't care about that.
Click allow. I'm going to say this. For me, I hear what you're saying, and I hear what your point is. But for me, I did not have a problem with that because I do think it's important. Not as an excuse, because I don't have no excuses for him. Not as an excuse, but hurt people hurt people.
I agree.
When you were violated and when you were exposed, there are a lot of people who continue that. So I felt like they were bringing that up and they were sharing it as a way to explain, not to explain his demons, because I can't say what he would or wouldn't have done without that, but to say, you know what? He was violated, and to me, it leaves credence that it would be easier for him to go out and violate somebody else. Now, I'm going to tell you what bothered me. Now, that didn't bother me, and I hear what you say, and I agree with what you say. I make no excuses. None.
I just cannot.
None.
I can't sympathize with the victimizer. I just cannot. Maybe it's because I'm too involved, but I cannot.
No. I'm a survivor as well, so it's not that. But what I will say is this, because I don't make an excuse just because something happened to you that makes it okay for you to go out and do it to somebody else.
Exactly.
But what I will say is that for me, listening to both of his brothers, it was some shit went down in that house.
Yeah.
Because did you hear in the second episode with the older brother talking about, now this is some bullshit right here, his older brother who in jail, by the way. He talking about some everybody got a preference. I don't see what the big deal is. I like older women. He like younger women. What's the problem?
With that?
What's wrong with that?
You don't see the problem?
What that says to me is there is I'm sounding like Ayanla. There's a pathology. A cycle. I'm serious.
You're right. There's a vicious cycle.
There's a cycle there, because for you to sit there and be like, I don't understand what the big deal is because he like younger women. There's a difference between having a preference of dating 20-year-olds when you're in your 40s and dating a 12-year-old when you're in your 30s. There's two totally different things. Now, let me say this. The first episode, so I hear what you're saying. The first episode, though, it sort of gave you, again, I didn't learn a whole lot I didn't already know. Yeah. The only thing I sort of learned...
Seems like molestation has been normalized for the Kelly family.
Yeah,
I would agree with that, definitely.
I would definitely agree with that. What I will say, what I didn't know was when they got married, they thought Aaliyah was pregnant. Or either Leah was pregnant or they thought she was pregnant. I didn't know that either. Now, that I did not know.
I didn't either.
Because
But people were speculating that people were speculating that Aaliyah must have been pregnant.
Because Aaliyah's mama's mad as hell.
But here, okay, you want to jump to that? Sit your ass down, mama. Sit your ass down, mama, because if you want to see words, you got to be careful how you use them and when you use them. Because if you want to put out a message that says that her parents were there with her every moment,
there's no way in the world.
You weren't, because if you were, your 15-year-old daughter would not have married a 27-year-old man.
You were not.
It wouldn't have happened. You weren't there. So I can understand that she doesn't want her daughter named drugged through the mud, but this is not even about Aaliyah, but it can be, so that it can be a lesson to people, young girls who are coming up, who old men like R.Kelly prey on.
But once again, we're making, by you not wanting.
I was so mad with her statement.
By you not wanting to accept what happened to your child. I get your child's not here to defend herself. I get that you don't want the image of Aaliyah, but it's already out there, boo. It ain't nothing. It's out there. It is what it is. But here's again, this is how R. Kelly gets away or has gotten away with this shit. It's because people keep making excuses. People keep covering his ass. People keep not alerting the authorities. People keep normalizing the fucking behavior.
Yep.
And that's the problem, or at least that's one of the problems. And so when we sit here and we say, you're going to release a statement saying, we were with our child the whole time.
In the black community.
Yeah, because had these been a bunch of little white girls, he'd be under the fucking jail. This would be a whole different outcome. What's public record? Read it out loud, please.
Aaliyah's mother needs to come out with the truth. It's public record?
Yeah. I mean, it's public record that they got married.
Google the wedding license, people. Just Google the wedding license. She really married R.Kelly.
I can't hear what he's saying. Wait a minute.
Lady Reed says, I honestly think molestation is normalized in the black community. Mm-hmm. She says, I only say this because everyone I know has experienced it. Their parents act as if it's normal occurrence because it happened to them too.
Yeah.
I have a lot. I know. Right. I can honestly say that if I know 100 people, 90% of them were violated at some point in their life, and most of it before they were of the age of consent.
Yeah.
It has been normalized, and it is a silent. It's a silent. It's a silent crime.
Only rape is an attempted.
Huh?
I said only rape is an attempted.
Okay, so but again, attempt or success, that means that somebody preyed on you. Whether they were successful, right. That's what I'm saying. So whether they were successful in it happening, so again, it goes back to the statement that it's normalized, that somebody thought that it was okay. Now, whether they were successful in doing it or not, and then, of course, for men, the stigma is greater because then what's the first thing people say? Oh, you gay. Mm-hmm. Oh, he must have been gay. Whatever. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not, rape is never about sex. It's about power. It's about control. And so, I will say this. I have absolutely no sympathy for R. Kelly at all. Let's not even get that twisted. However, it is important to note that he was a victim, and that molded because his brother said when we moved out the projects is when our lives got fucked up. It sounds to me like they moved in with a family member or moved around some family that didn't protect them.
Whatever this woman was, she violated both of them. Or man. Well, R. Kelly said woman. And I just assumed from listening to the brother that it's the same person.
Well, I'm thinking it's the same person, but I didn't know that he had said
R. Kelly said it's a woman.
You had your hand raised, sir.
I just, because, I'm the only dude on this show.
Right, you are
I'm not trying to...
Male representation in the room at this moment.
Like, I got to represent all the men?
No.
Let's start a pressure.
I don't represent all women, so no.
A lot of pressure.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, I'm upset at every adult involved, around.
All the motherfuckers that was in that documentary need their ass in jail too.
I'm upset at every adult.
Yeah.
Available for this whole series of events. Every adult.
I agree.
Should be held accountable.
Did you see the cop that they talked to? He was a Chicago police officer. Who I guess his beat was was Kenwood High School.
Oh yeah,
and he talking about something. I used to see R. Kelly all the time, and I was wondering why he was here. Motherfucker, you were the police.
But because he was but like people have said, because he was R. Kelly.
But at that point, he was just at the beginning. You ain't nobody.
But in Chicago, remember in Chicago, he was huge in Chicago.
You're right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
He could do anything he wanted to do, and that's why he skated on the trial.
No way.
I couldn't believe that a jury of grown people let him go.
Well, he skated on the trial because a lot of people, the women wouldn't testify.
Right. Well, that's true. That too.
But it's
they didn't have, if ain't nobody testifying, what you gonna convict? I mean, you had
the Sparkle story hasn't changed.
Sparkle story ain't never changed.
Sparkle story has been the same from the beginning.
But her niece still won't tell her story.
Her niece still won't talk. No,
niece still won't talk. You see, they had to blur pictures of her out.
Because she don't want to be a part of it.
Nope.
But she could be traumatized too.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, she has to be. She was 12 years old.
I believe she was. You're right. I believe that little girl.
I
just hope and pray that her parents got her into some good therapy.
Too. I mean,
so that she could have a semblance of a normal life.
She was 12 years old. She was performing, according to the documentary, performing threesomes. According to the sodomy, abuse, so that has to be traumatic.
But the threesome is important to say that The threesome, we know that a 12-year-old was having a threesome with R. Kelly because the third party to that threesome said it in the documentary.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why we know, like...
So here's the part. Okay, so you didn't look at the documentary, so I know you're getting bits and pieces. So let's sort of go let's go in a little
chronologically.
Let's get in some order, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first episode, like me and Pat was saying, it's sort of...
Okay, I watched some of it. Don't put me out there like that.
All right, that's fine. Sort of laid that groundwork, which most of us, we already knew. I didn't really learn a lot of new information in that first episode, but now the second episode is where they started really getting into the actual examples of abuse. And there were 3 young ladies that we met in this episode. One by proxy through her aunt, which was Sparkle. Mm-hmm. One... She's a Latino young lady. I don't have the names in front of me. Met her down in Florida at the mall. They said that's the other thing he would do. Whenever he was touring, he would go to a city. He would go to the mall. Who hangs out at the fucking mall?
Kids.
Teenagers.
Kids.
So she met him at the mall. And the third young lady, she met him on a photo on a video shoot. Now, that's the young lady that I think a lot of people were saying, where was the mother? Where was the mother? Where was the mother? Because for the Latino young lady...
She was 17 when she came into the picture. Right,
she was 17 when she came into the picture. And let's be honest, she wanted to be a singer. She was an aspiring singer. He was a singer. He kept saying he was going to help her career. Most parents...
Remember he said, will your mom let you come to Chicago, I think it was.
That was the third
That was
young
the...
lady.
No, he asked the Latino girl that.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah,
okay.
He asked the
I know
Latino
the third
girl.
young lady, that's what... And she said she told her mother... See, people keep wanting to blame the parents, but she said she told her mother... She said, I'm going, whether you let me go or not. And she said, so my mother relented because she knew I was going one way or the other. So my thing is this. You got a 17-year-old daughter. She's made it clear to you. This don't have nothing to do with being fast, being disrespectful, whatever. You starstruck. You're a young kid. But you got this superstar that's saying he want to spend time with you. And you done told your mama,
but in
I'm
their
going
defense,
one way or the other.
In the girl's defense, in the beginning, it wasn't about... I think it was more about they really thought they were going to have a career. And they thought because this is R. Kelly, they're going to have a career. He flew them out. He flew them out.
Yeah, he flew. So what I'm saying is I don't understand why now, and I'm not going to go back down to the Aaliyah path, but I don't... Now, even in Aaliyah's situation, her uncle, who was R. Kelly's manager at the time, was really... I mean, wait a minute.
Without parent consent, like the fly?
Wait, can you
really do.
Can you really...
That's easy. Okay.
Can you finish letting me?
Go ahead. Stop yelling at me.
I wasn't yelling. I was just trying to finish my sentence. So what I'm saying, though, is let's... Even in Aaliyah's situation, her mother's making these unfortunate statements today. But even in Aaliyah's situation, I don't necessarily blame her parents on the front end.
I don't either. On the front end, I don't either.
She met
entrusted
R. Kelly
her to Barry
through
Hankerson.
her uncle.
Right. They entrusted their daughter to Barry Hankerson.
Exactly.
So that's her uncle. That's her uncle.
Cousin or uncle.
Somebody's
family member.
He's a family member of Aaliyah's.
And remember, again, Aaliyah was going to a performing arts high school. Yeah. Aaliyah was a singer. Aaliyah was out there trying to do her thing before she even met R. Kelly. So it's not like she was just sitting somewhere in a corner. Like, this is somebody who wanted... And so, like you said, he preyed on those dreams. Now, Aaliyah is one of the few artists that he did actually make good on. Because Aaliyah, I mean, her debut album did something. And then after they...
made good numbers.
Right. After they split, she did her thing with, Timbaland and all of that. And Missy Elliott and stuff. So now, Sparkle made a splash. But it didn't last. And I'm thinking it probably had a lot to do with what was going on behind the scenes.
Sparkle, her album was nice. Her debut album I know that she came out with. She can sing. Her album was really, really nice. Of course, what do you expect? It was produced by R. Kelly.
Right. Now, going back to what you were saying, as far as flying as an unaccompanied minor, a 17-year-old is not... they're under 18, but they wouldn't be holding on to them like an unaccompanied minor.
They can fly unaccompanied.
Right. They can fly when I went to Jacksonville, coming back, there was a young man on our flight. He was an unaccompanied minor. He had to walk onto the flight with a flight attendant. He had paperwork. When he got off the flight, he had to wait for somebody to walk him to who was picking him up, and they had to have ID that matched this. So, yes, but that's I don't know what the age cutoff is, but that ain't 17. That's 17.
Yeah, 17.
You
can
can
fly
get your
by
ass
yourself.
on the flight.
I was flying by myself at 17.
Now, unless it's some sort of international flight, might be a little more strict. But on a regular flight, hell yeah.
Okay, now with all of this,
okay, let's listen.
That what y'all then inform me of.
All right, we informing you.
All right, cool. How is he still free?
So he's free because when he went on trial, when he should have been locked up, black women would not believe that this was R. Kelly. They didn't want to believe it. And that's who let him off, black women. He should be locked up today. Did you see the video of him urinating on this girl? That girl was 14 in the video. The same girl, Sparkle's niece, is 14 in the video.
I'm going to say this. No.
Lady V, I agree with everything you're saying, boo.
Look at
no.
Oh, look at him talking about
no. No, I did not see that video.
Wait a minute, hold up. I'm about to tell our business.
Absolutely not.
I'm about to tell some of me and Pat business
with a serious face,
right?
Though.
But I'm about to tell some of me and Pat business.
All right.
I ain't gonna say no names because I'm gonna protect the guilty and the innocent.
Okay.
But the first time I didn't see the video was at the clubhouse.
That was the first time you didn't see it?
Yeah, that was the first time I hadn't seen it.
The first time you didn't see it. That is hilarious. I like it.
The first time I hadn't seen it.
Okay.
So anyway,
I didn't know that was your first time seeing it.
Years, baby. Years ago. That was years ago. But yeah, so.
No, wait, hold on. What? Comment. Ebony.
What Ebony say?
Cosby, he is free because black girls are not protected or valued.
Oh,
well, Cosby is locked up, but I agree with you that a huge part of the problem is our girls. But
her name is.
Oh, her name is Cosby. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so why you put her?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cosby. I'm sorry, not you, Cosby. Your Uncle Bill.
Cosby.
I'm sorry.
Cosby.
Just kidding. Not
we
your
ain't
Uncle
even
Bill.
drunk. That's the funny part. We ain't even been drinking like that. I mean, we're drinking, but not like that. Shut up. Me, I have it.
Speak for yourself.
I said I have it.
Because black girls are truly undervalued. But it starts in the black community. In the black community, we undervalue black girls and black women. Look at what just happened in Florida in McDonald's. And these two black guys at least stood by, and while you try to pull a black girl off of a white man that's trying to beat on her, you should have been whipping his ass. But they didn't. But
why you celebrity?
It's sad. We as a people have to do better. We as a black people have to do better to protect our women and girls. We have to do better.
And Mimi, I agree with you, Mimi. The other thing was people did not testify. That's a big reason why he got off. People didn't testify. Here's the thing, and this is the
thing. Money is very, very powerful when you have it,
and especially when you have
and
low
you
standards.
can use it for bad, or you can use it for good.
No. The promise of money,
right?
Not even money.
They don't even have to have it.
Because the little young lady down in Florida, remember, he gave her mono, which evolved into
Bless you.
I can't think of the name of it because that's what they thought I had when I was in the hospital. That was one of the things they tested me for. When she was in ICU.
Who are you talking about?
The Latino girl down in Florida, the one he gave her mono and then spread, and she was in ICU, and he gave her mother $1,000.
Yeah,
bitch, I wish I would.
$1,000.
Bitch, I wish I would. She almost died, and he gave her $1,000. That was on top of the fact that he had been beating her ass.
Yeah,
for years, because she was with him for a couple of years.
Did you notice how every one of, including Andrea, every one of those girls had the same story?
Yeah, everybody ain't.
I had to ask him. I had to call him daddy. I had to ask him, could I eat? I had to ask him, could I go to the bathroom? I couldn't look at other men. I couldn't be in the presence of other men.
Ebony said, "We also need our black men to stand and protect us like we always expected."
Amen, Ebony. Amen. We as black women, we go over and beyond for our black men. But when the tides are turned, and we see it every day, if you look on, what's that thing? The violent black website that people always go to for fights. Yes. Every day you see black girls being assaulted on World Star. And I only know about it because my son, and I told him to stop watching that shit.
It's usually black girls fighting other black girls.
You see all of that. Black girls being assaulted. You see all of that. It's ridiculous.
But again,
it's ridiculous.
But even with that, again, these types of things normalize that behavior.
That is not nothing. That's not a versus thing. That's a community thing.
A black community thing.
It's a black community thing. It's not.
Right.
It's not. black man versus black woman.
But they said, look at the people they said, and they said in celebrities, they said in athletes.
Finish my sentence.
I'm sorry.
That's just a community thing. Just as a community, because there's only one video that I've seen where actually man stood up and actually broke up a fight. That's what I'm saying. You don't see that stuff that often. It's like it's just I don't know what it is when it happened, but all of a sudden, what was supposed to be the strong black community turned into I'm trying to get to where this celebrity is. I don't care who I have to step on. Well, the internet came around. That's what happened. I don't care who I had to step on. The internet came around. The internet came on for everybody. For everybody. It's not just black. Well, stop. It's not just black people, though. But as a whole, popularity of anything comes from us. Nobody knows what's cool unless we designate it as cool. Nobody. I do agree that the greatest form of flattery is us. So, but we will destroy us on a personal level and step on each other to try to get higher for one person. And we will all, when one person gets up there, everybody else that got stepped on will turn around and be like, oh yeah, that's the man or the woman. Or whatever. And it's sad.
You lost me.
Me too.
Why is that? We will kill each other. So
only one black person can be at the top at a time. I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's in different areas, though. Especially in entertainment, it's across the board.
While we doing that, for one person to be on top at a time, every other, white folks or whatever, there's 5 or 6 of them.
Because they're used to being in charge, of course.
Doing the exact same thing, but.
Because they're used.
How does that?
That's the norm for them.
But let me say this, y'all. But hold on, though. Let me say this. I don't want to go too deep.
I hate it.
Lady V went deep for me. I don't want to go too deep because we can take this shit all the way back to slavery and how we were indoctrinated and how we were that was a learned behavior that was passed down from generation to generation. Even when you look at part of the reason why our education system is fucked up now is because Brown versus Board of Education, not because. The problem with Brown versus Board of Education was never the separate. It was the equal. Yeah. If they had ever made the schools equal, it was never an issue with us being in our own schools and getting educated by our own people. The problem was that the schools were never equal. Right. And as soon as segregation was ended, and as soon as the other thing about black communities was no matter whether you were a doctor, a lawyer, or a janitor, or a bus driver, y'all all had to live in the same fucking neighborhood because no matter how much money you had, in most places, you still couldn't live on the other side of the tracks. But as soon as integration came around, then the first thing people who had money did was they left the community. They went to the white side of town because in their mind, white was right. And they didn't worry about who they left behind. They didn't worry about what happened to the community after they moved out. And so we can go deep and we can take it there because it's indoctrinated. It is a system of indoctrination.
The neighborhoods was on purpose.
What?
Black neighborhoods and white neighborhoods?
No. We know it was on purpose. What I'm saying to you is the minute that those barriers were torn down and people could now buy the house in that neighborhood or move to that side of town, they did it. But when segregation existed, the bus driver and the doctor lived right next door to each other.
Because when we had our own and built up our own neighborhood, they always burned it down.
They didn't always.
There were a couple instances in history.
But there was a great...
There was a couple that made it.
But there was a great system, but there was a great system that was developed. It was great neighborhoods that were built that were strong. You know what I'm saying? So we know there were examples of it happening. But if you want to go there, we can go there. But at the end of the day, where we are now, let's get back to where we are now. Let's get back to where we are now. Let's talk about the fact that, all these people were around R.Kelly and knew he was doing some shit that wasn't right, and nobody said nothing. Because let's even go back to his trial. If half the motherfuckers, and I'm not talking about the kids who were violated. I'm not talking about the
people
young
from the documentary.
I'm talking about those adults that will sit down now and talk to fucking Lifetime. Had they called the fucking district attorney for Cook County when R. Kelly was on trial and said, I will testify, this is what I saw, this is what I'm a witness to. What? That motherfucker would have went to jail.
Something else that I thought about, and I'm in no way saying that she is a reason why he's free. But I feel like had Andrea been in a place at that time during that trial
she was being just
to
as
speak
victimized,
up, but and we just on the second part.